Dokebi is a goblin-like spirit that appears in various forms in Korean folktales. Generally, it is said to be a large male figure that appears in a whimsical fantasy world. There are many folktales on Dokkaebi, but here is one that is popular. A young man was trying to cross a narrow mountain path one evening when a goblin appeared in the form of a strong man and said he could not pass without wrestling. The young man wrestled with him but could not win. The young man then tricked the Dokkaebi by saying, "Oh, it's getting bright." And when the Dokkaebi flinched, the young man quickly knocked him down and tied him up tightly with a rope to a nearby tree before passing the path. The next day, when the sun rose, the young man went back to the tree where he had encountered the Dokkaebi. However, all he found there was a broomstick stained with blood. The tale shows the most familiar appearance of Dokkaebi among Koreans. As expressed in the tale, the biggest characteristic of Dokkaebi is their intimacy with humans. When Dokkaebi calls human males, they use the friendly term, Kim Seo Bang. Since the most common surname in Korea is Kim, Dokkaebi thinks all human males' last name is Kim. Unlike other ghosts, Dokkaebis are not particularly evil. They are something of an ambiguous existence, neither human nor divine. They have superior supernatural powers and technological abilities compared to humans, and they enjoy playing amusing pranks and betting with humans on fair terms. Dokkaebis dislike murder and bloodshed, and as producers and pranksters, they have many unique characteristics that are the opposite of the goblins in Western culture. The legend of Gildal in the Silla era is considered the first historical Dokkaebi, and the god of smallpox in the Choyong legend is also seen as a prototype of this goblin-like spirit. In this sense, Dokkaebis have coexisted with both good and evil since ancient times and can be seen as powerful spirits that can also influence human life. During the late Joseon period, Dokkaebi functioned as a god of abundance, bringing wealth and food to impoverished people. Of course, there are also records of hatred towards Dokkaebi in the folktales of the Joseon period, so it is not necessarily the case that Dokkaebi and Daegumshin, gods of wealth, always match. However, Dokkaebi depicted as the upper class is very similar to Daegumshin, and there are many traditions that confuse or equate the two, indicating that they were similar deities. Even in the early days of the Republic of Korea, adults warned children not to follow or approach Dokkaebis because they were considered frightening beings in some rural areas. In other words, Dokkaebis definitely have terrifying characteristics as ghosts. Considering various records of different types of Dokkaebi, the oldest origin of the Dokkaebi concept is considered to be related to local beliefs related to the labor and production of forest, carpenters, blacksmiths, farmers, fishermen, and other production-related local deities. These deities related to labor and production were connected to wealth and material prosperity and were thus linked to wealth gods such as Daegumshin, Boksun, and others. Abilities as a god of abundance. Brings luck and wealth to good people and brings bad luck and judgment to bad people. It brings food and treasure to those who worship it. It bestows even greater knowledge and talents upon intelligent people. It is skilled in creating mystical tools and using them, such as archery. It can turn anything upside down, but cannot move fields, productive land that brings wealth, or water, the area that provides food. Magical powers. Throws people tens of kilometers away while playing. Can lift people or objects and move across walls or spaces. Inflicts punishment with supernatural abilities when witnessing bad deeds. Can flip inside and outside, create illusions, and use various supernatural powers. Enjoys teasing people with their powers, but honest and kind people can easily overcome the source of their power. Other characteristics. Dokkaebis are always starving for human attention and the food that humans provide. They cannot lie and believe any lies that are told to them. They always keep their promises to humans, even if it means sacrificing their own life. They don't like direct violence and faint or disappear when it sees blood. They like to make fair bets with humans, and if they lose, they provide goods to the humans as a form of compensation. The various tools that Dokkaebi use to show off their skills include Dokkaebi Club. Generally made of wood, the bat is made of a material imbued with dokebi energy. With this club, dokebi can play pranks on people, cause mischief, and exhibit their supernatural abilities. Dokebi Gamtu, cap, an item that explains why dokebi cannot be seen by humans. It is a unique item only found in Korean dokebi folklore. When wearing the dokebi Gamtu, the wearer becomes invisible and any object they touch also becomes invisible. Dokebi buildings. Dokebi can create buildings in just one night, and they are sturdy and don't break easily. Dokebi fan. A fan commonly known for its red or blue color, it can make a person's nose longer or shorter. Dokebi pot, bowl, horse. Items that produce rice, gold, and other things infinitely. Dokebi clothing. A piece of clothing that can fly by adjusting its buttons. The appearance of the dokebi that appeared in actual folktales is very diverse. In late Joseon-era anecdote collections, descriptions of various beings were referred to as dokebis. In elderly people's accounts of encounters with dokebis, they are mainly depicted as ghosts that are not clearly visible in dark places. Although descriptions of them having handsome faces can also be found, the emphasis is often on the mystery of having witnessed a shape resembling a human, whose identity is unknown rather than on a specific appearance. Sometimes there is confusion between the appearance of the dokebi and the Japanese monster Oni. As the exchange between Korea and Japan increased, it was misunderstood that dokebi had horns and a fierce appearance like Oni. Unlike the Japanese yokai Oni, dokebi generally has a human-like appearance, and features that could give a rough impression, such as horns or rough appearance, are not usually recorded. Today, we learned about the Korean mythical creature known as dokebi. I hope you found it interesting. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like as well. I hope to see you again soon for more interesting episodes.